For everyone. Each language has its own color. For example, German is blue, Italian is pink, and Russian is purple. Thank you.
Man still loves me. I come back to him at the end of the day and he's like, how was your night, baby? Did you have fun? Because he's secure. He knows that I'm going home and I'm going with him, and he can trust me. Because
fantastic on paper, but that's just not how reality operates.
And then
where's he at now?
Where's he at now?
We broke up because he doesn't live here anymore. I've definitely, done things, and he was honestly okay with it. He was with my friends too. We were all twerking on each other, and he was like, okay, do your thing, baby. I'm like, that's my man. But he was my man. We broke up, but not because of what I was doing. It was just because things happened. So I'm the one that actually broke up with him.
Men aren't going to tell you about the things that you do that pisses them off. They're just going to get rid of you.
He was hyping me.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
He might have been hyping you, but smashing other girls on the side.
Bro, he definitely wasn't, and I know that.
It's wild to me, man. Like how,
how you know?
Like
because I know he was like so in love with me. Like for real, like okay, because I'm twerking, but I still take care of my man. When we wake up, I make him breakfast. I make him a bomb ass breakfast. I cook some good ass food. I take care of him mentally, emotionally, physically, whatever.
See, he may not say anything to you to your face. He's like, damn, should have twerking like this. Like this is my chick.
Embarrassing.
Oh hell no.
This is the Chicago lakefront, and it is a good place to take a girl. Plus, in the 80s, it was a good place to pick up girls. Now, today, they kicked out all the high school and college students, and replaced them with people that have money. Young professionals. So it is no longer a good place to pick up girls. But it is still a good place to take a girl. Back in the 80s, girls were doing the following at every university. It did not matter if you were black, white, Asian, Mexican, rich, poor, or whatever. The girls did this to all the men. Plus, it did not matter if you two were attending the same university. I am going to tell you the story of how I came to the conclusion that with some girls, the only way to be with them is to see other women behind their backs. That some girls are so full of self that this is the only way a man can deal with these kinds of women. The hosts in the video, fresh and fit, attempted to explain to the girl that her man was seeing other women. Yet, she kept saying that her man loved her too much, which is why he would never do something like cheating. A man should not be dating these types of girls, but should only use her for fun or sex. As the girl said in the video, when her boyfriend moved to another part of the country, she broke off the relationship. Thus, she never truly cared for the man. Since the man was now living in another part of the country, the man could no longer give her the attention or validation she requires. Girls like the one in the video want to date other men and have fun, but not call it cheating because the man agreed to it. Thus, it makes the girl feel like they are not doing anything wrong. But, in reality, it is just another form of manipulation. These types of girls want the man to fulfill all of their emotional and psychological desires, but offer nothing in return. Thus, it is always a one-sided relationship, and if you marry one of these types of girls, then this is how it will be in the marriage. At least until she divorces you, and make no mistake, she will divorce you. Her emotional and psychological desires will change over time, and when these types of women reach 35 to 40 years old, they will say that they are not happy in the marriage, and this is when they will get a divorce. Case in point is the actor Will Smith and his wife. Story number 1. There was a girl I took on a date named Vicky, who was Native American. After the date, I took Vicky home, and then she tells me that she has a boyfriend, but we can still date. She told her boyfriend that she was going to date other men. Her boyfriend was not at another university far, far away, but they both were attending this university. Needless to say, I was upset. I just spent money on you. If she would have told me before we went on a date, I would never have taken her on a date. I never called her again. About 1.5 years later, during the spring, I ran back into Vicky right before I was going to graduate college. I have to admit that Vicky was the type of girl that got better looking with age, so we went out on another date. Plus, Vicky had a big chest. Vicky tells me her story of what happened to her. After our date, the following year, because of money, she could not come back to college in Arizona, and had to stay at home in New Mexico. Now, since she was back in college, she wanted a steady boyfriend, a serious relationship, and did not want to see other men. However, since her boyfriend was now in his 3rd year of college, and because of it, he now had more options when it came to dating, he did not want to stop dating other women. Vicky completely understood. Vicky understood that now she could not compete with the younger, first and second year girls. When Vicky went home for 1 year, she got hit by reality. Vicky saw that men will date and marry the store clerk, the barmaid, the receptionist, and even the stripper. Thus, in the real world, outside of college, there were more women than men. Vicky now understood that she needed to lock down a man now, because after college, it might be too difficult. After the date, I could not even give her a good night kiss. I was still upset at what had happened years before. I mean, men in college do not have that much money. I could have spent the money taking Vicky on a date with a girl that might have genuinely wanted to be with me. Plus, I could have spent that time catching up on studying. So Vicky not only wasted my money, but she also wasted my time. In addition, Vicky now wanted a serious relationship, and like most men that were about to graduate, I did not want anything serious. I just wanted to have a good time. So if I did kiss her, I might have given the wrong signal. Story number 2. I dated a girl named Kelly, who was an actress and did lingerie modeling on the side. Kelly tells me that she just ended a serious relationship and she needs to date other men. I went along with this for a few weeks, and then I started dating a girl named Joy. Joy's father was black, and her mother was Thai. Joy also tells me that she will date other men. When most men are young, they do not have the money to date many women simultaneously. Women know that since men pay for dates, most men do not have money to date many women simultaneously, which is why they play this type of game. However, at this time, I did have the money to date many women at the same time. Thus, this is what I did. Anyway, I was the perfect boyfriend to both Kelly and Joy. They could go out and do whatever they wanted, and like the woman in the video, come home to me. It worked out that when Kelly was not around, Joy was there, and when Joy was not around, Kelly was there. Since I never talked about the other girls I was dating, Kelly thought she was the only girl I was dating, and Joy believed she was the only girl I was dating. As the girl said in the video, Kelly did cook for me. Kelly found out about Joy because Joy left something at my apartment. And Kelly was angry. I was like, these are your rules. Needless to say, Kelly ended it all. A few months later, Joy wanted to get serious, but I did not. I told her that it was because she was dating other men, and I was dating Mary. Thus, when Kelly broke it off, I replaced her with a girl named Mary, who was Polish. Needless to say, Joy ended it all. After these experiences, I said to myself, no more dating many women simultaneously. All you are doing is spending your money and getting nothing in return. They are only with you when they want to be with you, and if you ask for more, they become upset, and attempt to make it seem like something is wrong with you. Story number 3. In the late 90s, girls changed the game. Girls understood that if they told the man that they were dating other men, then the man would not date her or not spend money to take the girl on nice dates. As with me, most men found out the hard way that these types of women were dating other men. The problem was that with nice guys, we always find out because we are very considerate people. For example, I dated a black girl named Charlene, who had a job working at night, and because she worked at night, we could not spend that much time together. Plus, it would take her 2 hours to get home after work because she had to take the bus. So one night, I surprised her. I jumped into my car, and went to her job to drive her home so she would not have to spend 2 hours on the bus to get home. Plus, I figured that we could get something to eat on the way to her house and spend time together. I arrived at her job around 4 in the morning, and she tells me she has other plans. Next, the girl vanishes, disappears for 2 weeks, and after 2 weeks, then she calls, and we have lunch together. She tells me that she got scared. Next, after this date, the girl vanishes and disappears again for another 2 weeks. I said no more and moved on. It took me decades to figure out what they mean when they say they feel scared or trapped. This is from talking to a lot of other people, both men and women, who heard the same thing. It does not mean that they are scared that you will do to them what they have done to others. It means that they are starting to care for you in such a way that it makes them want to be considerate towards you. It means that they are beginning to think about someone other than themselves. This means that you might have some type of power over them. In other words, the bottom line is that they have psychological issues. Thus, you need to run away from them as fast as possible. It will never get any better. It will never be enough. Therefore, no matter what you do or how much you assure them, they will always become more selfish, more self-centered, and more self-serving, thus, more full of self. No one can deal with or handle this for long. Therefore, you two will break up or end the relationship. Thus, the only way to protect yourself and keep from being angry, hurt, and confused when the relationship ends is to date other women on the side. The relationship might end in a few weeks, or like with actor Will Smith and his wife, it might take years, but the relationship will end, and they will put all the blame on you. Thus, if you meet a woman, and she tells you that she will date other men, means that she is not relationship material, and she is not marriage material. She is only good for fun and sex. Thank you for watching. Please click the like button, subscribe, leave a comment, and share this video.